Hello, how are you? Okay, good evening, Mr. Raghav. We met before in previous session. We talked about lots of things. One of them actually we will talk about letters in the beginning and some other things. So welcome here. We will talk about Unit 11 and Unit 12. Okay. Now, so let's actually ask a question before we start. Now, let's ask you about the previous parts. Now, you've been studying English for a while now. Now, you studied like here, English, but you've been studying English for a while. Now, so you learned lots of things in English. Like, for example, you learned vocabulary, and you learned numbers, you learned lots of things. So far in English, is it like, do you think it's difficult or easy? You know, like difficult or easy? Let's think about it. Okay, technically, nothing is difficult. No, nothing is hard. So, like, it just needs practice. Now, so when we talk about our sessions here, even the sessions here are not enough. Meaning, like, to take a session with our academy, the academic professional training. So to take a session with us, so it's nice, but it needs something else. It needs practice. Meaning, like, our goal always is to learn how to speak English properly. Now, so maybe you need it for your job, maybe you need it for your any other things like home, you are a mother, you need it for your kids, you want it for your college, you want it for school. So all of us, we have different needs in England. So now, so how to learn English properly? First, like, let's talk about 4 rules about learning English. Like 4 rules to learn English properly. Now, so as we agreed before, now learning English depends on some things. Let's, for example, talk about the first thing we learn in English is vocabulary. So let's talk about this vocabulary. So now, so always the question is like this: how can I learn vocabulary? How can I learn? By what? Memorizing them, translating them into Arabic, translating them into my own language, maybe any other language, or what? So what should I do in vocabulary? Because it's number one is to learn vocabulary. So that's the sentence. How to vocabulary. So number 1 is vocabulary. How can I learn the vocabulary? Now let's think a little. Now, the old method, like let's say, the old method of learning was like this. I learned, for example, share, okay, and I learned like the Arabic translation, the translation here, okay. Then door, and the same thing. Okay, I go for translation here. Then laptop. Then I go here for the translation. Board, for example. Let's board. Okay. So board, like the board. This is a board. So whiteboard, and of course translation. And let's go for one last vocabulary, which is a window. Window. We have a door for the room, and a window. We open it. So, and the Arabic translation. Now, this is the old method. So let's imagine this. This is the old method of learning vocabulary. So to learn vocabulary, now I have to learn all of these in a good way. How? To practice everything here. So chair and Arabic translation. Door, Arabic translation. Laptop, Arabic translation. Board, Arabic translation, and so on with window, Arabic translation. Now, here comes the problem. I want to speak. So about Arabic, then I translate Arabic into English, then I add English grammar. Like this. So I think about, for example, chair. So I want to use chair in a sentence because speaking is about the sentence. So, like, I need to speak properly. So I think about the sentence. Chair. Then I put it in a sentence in Arabic. Then I translate into English. Then I add English grammar. Then I speak. First, I took a long time to speak one word. It took a long time, very long time to speak only one word in a sentence. The second thing is about how to use it correctly in a sentence. So, and I forgot the meaning. Like, for example, here, as we see here, okay, let's talk about it. So here we have what? Here we have what? This is a list. Okay, so that's a list of vocabulary. Okay, list. So I have them linked. Okay, so linked here, link, and link. Now, when I think I have a list here, so sometimes I will think the chair is this one, and this one is this one, and this one is this one. So, whoa, I have like strong tools. I have lots of things, lots of ideas, lots of things are together. So, how can I solve this problem? So, this method is wrong. To learn this way, no, that's wrong. So how can I learn? Now, let's go for my vocabulary. Let's choose a vocabulary. Let's choose board. So, board. Now, what's the meaning of board? Now, I want to learn the meaning of board. So let's go for my sentence, like here, put it here, and I say my sentence. I write on the board. That's my sentence. And I say something. My sentence. This is the vocabulary I want. I like it. Make it red. Orange. Red, so red color. So, board. So this is my word. So I learned today in this session, I learned the word board. Board, board. So I bring my notebook and I write the word. Now, I write it like this. Board. Then I write on the board. Okay, so I write first one, I write on the board. And this is my vocabulary. These are simple sentences. I write on the board. So, simple sentence. Okay. Now, why should I do this? Now I do why. First, now, when I try, for example, to remember the word, I remember the word. Now I try to remember. So when I remember the word, I will remember what? A sentence. Very nice. So I remember like this. I write on the board. I write on the board. So I remember it like this. So when I have a vocabulary, let's say a vocabulary board, inside board, so outside will be board. So I have to make it a sentence. But inside I write on the board, outside will be I write on the board. So, easy to speak like this. So, now it's easier for me to speak. So, that's the thing. That's what I want. I want to speak fast. So, to speak fast, I learned this. So, inside a sentence, outside a sentence. Input, output. Input and output. So, any new vocabulary, I put it in a sentence. Okay? So that's the first one. before the second thing. So before the second thing. What is the second thing? Now, when I put it in a sentence, I have something important. What's that important part? When I put it in a sentence, I know where to use it. Meaning. Now, so if I want to put it in a sentence, like I have word, and let's go for the old method. So all I have it like this. So that's all. Okay, so that's the old method. This is remove. Okay, so this is old method. So that's my old method. Now let's choose another word, not share. I'm so sorry, not word. Okay. So choose another word, not word. Okay. Another word, like what? Like let's say door. Okay. So I want to use door. Okay. So door. Okay. So door. Let's say door. This door I want to use it in a sentence. So door. Now I think about the sentence. Okay. Door. So I close the door. I close the door. Now if I don't have a sentence here, I would say it like this. Maybe I would say the door I close. Is correct? No. Okay. So the closed eye door. Aha! This is a problem. Now I have this sentence, but I need to think. Okay. How to put it? Okay. How to put it correctly in a sentence? So this is the question. So that's the thing. So that's why this old method is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay? This is wrong. So here, in this method, I know how to use it, and I know how to put it in a sentence, and I know how to say correct sentence. So that's the thing. So input the sentence is out. Now, let's continue. Okay, so before we actually go to pray, we were actually thinking about how to learn English in a correct way. And I had to say this because lots of people ask me lately, my students ask me about some problems in learning English with them. So I had to answer the problems. So the first thing here is like the vocabulary as we were talking. And the vocabulary problem that we always translate the vocabulary into early. If we try to add in the sentence and add all of the prepositions, verbs, pronouns, and all of these things. And another problem is that they have lots of vocabulary, but I don't know how to use them. So all of these, are problems for lots of people. So how can we solve them? This is why we're here today. Now, the rest of the introduction is going to be about how to learn the rest of the English language skills. Now, the first thing here we said vocabulary, and we said we never, and I mean we never learn an individual vocabulary. We learn a sentence. So any vocabulary, any vocabulary, you put it in a sentence, and actually you try to practice this vocabulary again and again and again and again and again. That's the thing. So I practice sentences, not vocabulary. So try to categorize the rules. So let's say first rule here: learn, don't. Okay. So not like this. So let's say. So let's go with the first rule. So the first rule here: don't learn individual vocabulary, but learn sentence. So that's the first rule. So let's write, that's number one, rule number one, and let's So that's rule number 1. Don't learn individual vocabulary. I'm so sorry for the line. It's Arabic. So never learn individual vocabulary, but learn sentences. So like learn sentences as we agreed. Okay? Now, so let's continue. So so that's number 1. So let's name it number 1 like this, and it will be easier to use it like this. So that's rule number 1. Okay. Rule number 1. Okay. That's the thing. Rule number 1: don't learn individual vocabulary, but learn sentences as we agreed. Okay, that's rule number 1. Okay, let's go for rule number 2. That was number 1. Let's go for rule number 2. Rule number 1: don't learn individual vocabulary, learn essence. Okay? Now let's go for the second thing. Let's go back to our explaining. Okay? So, vocabulary. That's the first thing, vocabulary. Now, what is the second thing I should learn about English? Okay, what's the second thing I should learn about English? Think? Yes, grammar. So that's, oh, I have a problem with grammar. Everyone has this problem. I really have a problem with grammar. I don't know what to do with grammar. Like, how to study grammar and how to practice my grammar. All these are questions that you have. So how to practice grammar, how to study grammar, and all of these. I remember that I heard someone who was called A.G. Hook. A.G. Hook, that's a person who is teaching English as a second language, as each one here. So that person said something important. Now, said a very important rule. Now, what was the rule of A.G. Hook? A.G. Hook said something. Don't study grammar. Okay. So, A.G. Hook said that to learn correct English, to learn right English, to learn how to speak English, don't study grammar. How? How can I speak English without grammar? Like, how can I do this? Like, grammar is the sentence. How can I do this? Now, let's ask you another question. Do you speak Arabic? Like, because most of us here are Arabic speakers in the Arab world. So, do you speak Arabic? Yes? Okay. To speak Arabic, you should know all the Arabic rules, all the Arabic grammar, which is Nahu. Do you know all the things to speak Arabic correctly? No. How come you speak Arabic without grammar? Ooh. So what is that? That we will actually exchange or change study with another one. So study here is wrong. So study is wrong. That's wrong. So study here is wrong. Let's make it red so it can be here red. Okay, so study here is a wrong thing. Okay? So what should I do? How can I actually learn how to speak English? Now, okay, I have another word, not study, which everyone hates to study a lot of things. In school, we studied a lot of things and we learned English a lot. So the thing here, I don't actually study English. I do something else. I practice English. So I don't study, I practice English. So let's remove the word study and put the word practice. So we remove the word study. Practicing. So practice English. How can I practice English? Good question. Now, to practice English, I need some things. First, I need to learn English from a real material. Meaning, like, of course, we have like materials from the books, from lots of things we studied, from the school, and they are speaking English. But correctly, to learn correct English, I don't need this material. I need real material. Okay, like what? Like movies, like songs, like videos on YouTube, like conversations on YouTube, like talk shows, like for example you can say opera, Dr. Phil. All of these talk shows, they are speaking. So I will learn how to speak. So practice English. Now, because studying grammar will not lead you anywhere. Studying grammar is a complete mistake. Because let's remember in the school, so we study the present perfect, and what is the present perfect? The present perfect is a thing we use to actually have or have plus the past participle. Okay, so what's that? Okay, and we have another thing. We use it to, I don't know. We use it? I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know how to use the grammar. So that's the problem. So practicing the grammar is understanding and using. So I have to understand it. Meaning. Okay, so we talked before about simple present. So we talked about this tense. Simple present. So let's write it here and let's try to explain. Simple present. So that's the thing. So I have here a simple present. So what is the simple present? Now, simple present is one of the tenses that lots of people make mistakes of. So what do people do? Okay? Like what? Okay? Now, so, simple present, one of the tenses, we all make mistake with that. Now, we all talk about the simple present as if it was something happening now. So, yes, it's happening now. Now, let's give an example. So, I need an example for a simple present. So, simple present, I don't put anything with it, so it will be like this. I play football. So, I play football. Okay? I play football. Now? Ooh, no. Not now. So, I play football every day. You see here? Every day. So, I have a word here. Every day. What's every day? Every day, I play football. Every day, I play football. So on. So, it's what? It's a habit. Every day, I play football. Like, every day, I go to club, for example. Let's say, let's put another word, not every day. We can put every week. So I can put every week. I can put another word. Every month. So every month. So every day, every week, every month. So you see, all of these are habits. I do it regularly. So that's the thing. So I do the thing regularly. I play football. So now, okay, so that's simple present. So simple present talk about one or two things. Okay? The first thing that the simple present is talking about is a habit. So it's the first thing, a habit. Something I do every day. I go to school every day. I go to my job every day. I go to club every week. I go to the I go to the library every week. So that's the thing. Go to places. So that's the thing. So I use it with every day. Something happens. Or another thing. Okay. Does it have another usage? Yes, it has another usage. Now for something called fact. Okay. Habit or fact. What is the fact? Let's give an example for the fact before we explain. So we need an example here, so let's try this example. Now my example here about fact will be the sun rises from the east. The sun rises from the east. So that's my fact. You know the sun? The sun rises from the east. Okay, we have what? We have, let's say, we have like this. Now, we have here north. East, south, and the last one is the west. So, now, we have north, south, east, and west. So, these are the directions, my directions. So, north, south, east, and west. So, when we talk about the sun, it rises from the east. Rises from the east. So that's the thing. It rises from the east and sets in the west. So that's the thing. Yeah. Okay. So east and west. So that's the thing. So here the sun rises from the east, goes to the west. Now this is what? This is a fact. What means fact? I can change it. Meaning, like, can I tomorrow tell like the sun to rise from the west? Oh, it comes from the east, so it comes from here. So I can't change it. That's the fact. So with facts, I use that simple present. So this is understanding. Now I don't memorize rules. Memorizing the rules will lead me to one thing: not speaking. Because all of our lives we've been taught lots of rules. Rules about simple present, rules about simple past, rules about present perfect, present participle, past participle, lots of things. But we don't know how to use them. Now, so it's like this. Now, so the simple present. Simple present is what? Simple present is talking about like habits, routine. Routine thing are simple. So habits and routine. Routine like what? Like when I ask you this question, tell me about your daily routine. Tell me about your daily routine. So my daily routine is like this. I wake up at 9. I take my breakfast at 10. I go to like my, okay, of course, after taking my, before the break, it starts from the beginning. So, again, I wake up at 9, I go to the bathroom at 9:30, I take my breakfast at 10, then I go to my work at 11. After that, I come home at 2. I take a nap for 2 hours, and I wake up at 4. After that, I watch TV for 1 hour. Then I play on the computer for 3 hours. Then I study for 4 hours. Then, after that, I go to bed at 11. You see? So that was, for example, a daily routine. What's that? So we talked about my daily routine, my actions that I do daily using the present simple. So again, the present simple is not for now, is for habits and actions. That's the thing you need to understand. So I understand that. So when I understand the present simple, in the future I will think about it. That's my question. So, what do you do every day? Every day, that's a habit. So this is a simple present. So I say, okay, I go to school every day. I go to school every day.